Shibbity bap 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 doo that day. It's gonna be a day for strengthening your feet. Shibbity bap 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 doo that day. It's time to talk about it. Shibbity bap 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 doo that day. Gotta be Budapest. Shibbity bap 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 doo that day. You gotta talk about how your feet will last. Friendly people, it is Life Hacks to a Better Future, episode 5. This time we're talking about strengthening, rebuilding your feet today. Yeah. I can promise you it won't look anything like that. That damn there, sail there. Or even that. Hopping right into it. First Java dose for the day is foot position. What is good and what is bad? Maybe not bad, but just not so good. Excluding the people in the category of congenital birth defects, most of our population will fall into 2 different categories. 1, people who stand and walk like ducks. People who stand and walk with a slight pigeon toe. Number 2 is the everyday Joe who just likes to have their feet straight. Now, although both options for number 1 look good, they're not always necessarily so efficient. Now, the reason for that being is it puts a lot of strain, wear, and tear on the muscles, tendons, and ligaments all around that area. And you guessed it right, option number 2 is the better solution to that problem. It not only decreases the wear and tear on the ligaments and joints, tissues around that area, it also improves the way that you're going to be moving for the rest of your life. This means less injuries down the road. This is a good thing. So with all this said, we're going to get right into the first drill, and that is tea and a little bit of honey. Don't forget the teapot. No, sadly, it's not tea with your grandma. Although that might be a good idea. Grandmum, how you doing? No, just wanted to come over for a cup of tea, is that alright? You don't have to clean out the shed every day. So assume the good foot forward position, like so. From here, think about screwing your feet into the floor as if you're putting out a cigarette. From here, you might even feel your legs, your butt, and your feet turn on. Keeping all the points and performances that we just talked about in mind for point number 2. More tea! Really? More tea? Is that all you have to say for yourself? What? I like tea. I mean, come on, who doesn't like tea, right guys? Come on, like the tea's good. Bloody hell, get off my back, jeez always. So point number 2 is, we're gonna spend some good old-fashioned time in our little bare feet. Keeping in mind all of the points of performance from number 1, we're going to relate it to number 2. So in your bare feet, I want you to cultivate the exact same ideas. Feet straight, screw them into the floor. Choo, choo, choo. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you awkward moments. And that's it. Point number 3 is degrisifying all of the tissues on the bottom of your feet with this little guy. Now I'm using a lacrosse ball from Canadian Tire. They're about $4. Go pick one up. It's a worthwhile investment. So drill number 3 is going to involve the lacrosse ball and the bottom of your foot. Take the lacrosse ball and put it on this portion of your foot. That's going to look like this. From there, we're going to look for taking the lacrosse ball from the outside of our foot and making our way into the inside of the foot as if you're putting out a cigarette. Take time to find spots that feel tight and ropey in your feet. Make notes of those and stick with it for a couple more passes. Over the course of 2 to 3 minutes, make your way to the back of your heel. So in order to stay connected on the ground, you're going to need to exchange from heel to toe when you're smashing side to side. Either pick the heel to work off of or the front of the foot. So this will just simply help you from sliding all over the place and giving you more control over the movements that you're looking to do. So that about wraps things up, guys. So just to recap, number 1 is feet forward, screwing them into the ground. It's kind of ironic because this comes from the ground. Number 2 is be one with the bare feet. Number 3 is pick one of these lovely multi-purpose tools up from the Canadian Tire store, wherever you can find one. Ow. That is, again, just a regular old lacrosse ball that you can pick up from Canadian Tire. I mean, feel free to improvise. You guys don't have to use lacrosse balls. You guys can use apples. You guys can use carrots. You guys can use any sort of sphere thing that you can get your hands on. Pick your choice. Advice for the day. Don't use anything with nails in it. Really starting to enjoy this whole juggling thing. Well, that wraps it up for today, guys. We're going to sign off. I got some juggling to do, you got some reading to do, you got some mobility stuff to do. Spend some time on these things, 3 to 4 minutes a day will keep the doctor away. You know how it goes, let's go. And doesn't that feel good? You guys have an accomplishment to make. You guys could even maybe spend some time on this, maybe every day for the next week, as we're gonna make a part 2 video to this video. Thank you for tuning in. Catch me next week, same time. All those lovely little platforms are Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, name Tavan Gagne. You can check me out, Life Hacks to a Better Future. That's on YouTube. That's a wrap. Have a good week.